So I've asked for a classroom set of iPads for my room. And the way that my room is set up is I have 4 groups. So we work 2 days a week in direct instruction and then 2 days a week in center. So I'm mainly using these for center work and group work. My plan is for when they're in their individual groups and I'm doing direct instruction that I will have 1 iPad per group. And then whenever it's time for centers, I'll have a center that has just the iPads. On my handout, I have my plan. So technology, when I get technology in the hands of my students, I can do social studies centers, math centers, and interventions. This is just a short list of all the apps that I can use, and as you know, there's apps for everything. So the social studies ones I've got on there, Google Maps. This is a great way that when we're talking about geography, instead of taking the long bus ride and the expensive trips to go to these places, that we can actually get on Google Maps and see it for ourselves. And we can do the 3D looking around on Google Maps. I also have on here the PDF annotation. We use this on the Mondo board quite frequently. My idea with this is to use primary and secondary sources that they can get up there, and we can cross out words that aren't typically used anymore and fill them in with words that we can get a better understanding with. I've also seen a lot of new fun activities where they take a primary source picture and they can tell what they think maybe George Washington was saying as he was crossing the Delaware. So those are all kinds of different activities that we can use with that app. Franzi is an app where they can connect with other kids around the world, and they can play games with them, they can chat with them just about different things that they're learning. And then Frontier Heroes, this is an app that we've actually used some in my classroom already, just on my personal iPad. And this is for colonization. They can do a virtual field trip about what it was actually like to be in the colonial period. Math centers, I have on here the remote. I love the iRemote. You can connect with the Mondopad. You can write on the iPad from your seat and it comes up on the Mondo board. Also Math Balloons, this is an app where they can work with right and wrong answers. They tell why it was right or why it was wrong. Thinking blocks, that's just getting them to use manipulatives. Fractions are a very hard concept for them to understand, and so this is an app where they can visually see it and use it. And then number line, they can create number lines and use them. For interventions, I've got on here Google Classroom. Love Google Classroom. Worked with it a lot in 4th and 5th grade at our school. And this is just a way for centers I can give RTI students something different to work on that they need help in rather than whole class. I can also send home different skills that they can work on at home and log into Google Classroom, as well as centers in my room. Google Slides, I really want to use this because I want students to be able to teach other students. Create PowerPoints so they can teach the class something that they have learned. Or create PowerPoints that we can hook up with another school and share using the Mondopad. The QR code reader, we use these often too in centers where they can do task cards and then it self-checks. So they can scan the QR code reader over each card and see what the answer was, and they can self-check their own work. And then Skype. This is mainly my big project with getting iPads, is I want to be able for students to group up and Skype with other groups in different schools, in different states, and even in different countries and teach them, because research shows that if a student can teach it, then they know it. So this is just a little overview of